Okay, good day guys, welcome to today on Princess Anu TV, and in today's episode we are going to be talking about how to apply for a scholarship or a sponsorship, fully funded scholarship or sponsorship. So guys, I'm with a copy of my own applications. I don't know if you can see them, okay, but I'm going to give you a step-by-step process on how to apply for a scholarship. So stay tuned guys, I'll be right back. Welcome back guys, and if you're new to this channel, this is Princess Anu TV. We talk about aviation, motivation and adventure, and on this channel today, like I said, we're going to be talking about how to apply for a scholarship or a sponsorship. If you've not subscribed, make sure you click on the subscribe button and click on that bell so that whenever I post any video, you'll be able to see it. So guys, before we commence on this, there are a few questions I would like to be answering concerning getting a scholarship, and from there we'll break it down into several steps. The first question I want to be answering is it possible to get a scholarship? Yes, it's possible to get a scholarship for your flight training, and a lot of people have been getting it, and I'm also a beneficiary of that, getting a fully funded scholarship for flight training. So guys, I want you to believe it, that you can get a scholarship and a sponsorship for your flight training, and when you believe it, you see it, you visualize that no, I want to do this, and even if maybe my parents cannot afford it, or even if they can afford it, it's still possible for me to get a scholarship or a sponsorship for my flight training. So that's number one I want us to treat. The number two thing I want us to also talk about is which organizations give scholarships. Now, I've talked about something like this in one of my previous videos. I told you that governments give scholarship. I'm talking about state governments, federal government, they give scholarships. Also, the military kind of trains people. It's not like a scholarship kind of thing, but they train people for flight training. So it's part of ways you can get free flight training, in quotes, free flight training, because the military, if you join the military, you are going to be sponsored. That's if you join the Air Force and you put in for flying and the rest, you can be sponsored also to go to flight school. So that's part of organizations. Then also individual sponsor, like some senators, some commissioners, they like to sponsor people depending on your relationship with them. If you go meet them and you find favor, I'll use that word, you find favor in their sight, you can get sponsorships from them. And private people also sponsor, like individual sponsor. You can also be sponsored by parents. It's also a private sponsorship. So guys, those are the organizations that give sponsorships or scholarships. Another foundation I want to lay before I commence on step the way you're going to write your letter for your scholarship is you believing and being consistent. You have to push hard. For you to get a scholarship, you need to understand that first of all, when you bring your letter, or when you want to apply, everybody's already like, whoa, this is millions. If they give me this money, I'm going to do this with it. If they give me this money, I'm going to do that with it. But they are not understanding the fact that you need this money for training, and training is always very, very expensive. They don't understand. All they see is that they just look at your paper and they're like, wow, you want 30 million or you want what you understand, that kind of stuff. That's what they see. So you need to be the one to push hard. You need to be the one to press on to make them understand that, please, I need this money for it's like paying my school fees, and they'll give several. So I'm trying to say, you need to push hard. You need to understand that you cannot just submit your letter and go back and sit down. No, it's something that you have to work on day in after day out. Like, you have to keep following it up. So as we've laid these foundations already for this how to go about the application of scholarship, I'm going to be giving you a step-by-step rundown on how to go about this. And I have two letters here. Actually, I got admission first in Florida, one flight school in Florida, and I had to apply. So I'm going to be using that template first before I use the one I did for NCAT, Nigerian College of Aviation Technology. And sorry, there's also something I need to point out. The first step in applying for your scholarship is, I would advise you get the admission first. When you get the admission first, you have something to present, you have something to show, because let them not feel, and sometimes a lot of people have done it, when they give them the money, they leave flight training and they go to do some other things. So because of that, most of the time people don't want to, they want to be sure you're in the school. In fact, some governments, they will send people to confirm that these people are actually in school before they pay for their flight training. So you see how bad that can be, because some people, when you later give them the money, they see, wow, this money is big, wow, this money is this, they think, oh, I can just go use it to do a business and I'll make more money and forget about flight training. You can see that these people, they didn't even have the passion for it in the first place. They were just maybe seeing it as a way out, and the moment they saw the money, they left flight training. So most of the time they want to know which school is this person. So our advice, get the admission first. If you get the admission first, the schools usually give a time limit. In fact, even if you get abroad, maybe in Florida or in Canada or wherever you get, they can also help in the application for the scholarship or sponsorship for you. You don't even have to stress doing this, doing that. They will be the one to put the template and send it to your desired sponsor or the person you hope to give the your application letter to. So what I want us to do first is, we already know how to write a formal letter. I'm going to be putting this on the screen so that you see a little about it. Your name and your address goes first. After your name and your address is my name and my address that's here on this letter currently, and so I'm just going to put a template for you. Your name and your address is first. After that, you have whoever you're addressing the letter to. So if it's your state government, you have to put your state government there. If it's that commissioner you're looking at, you have to put it there. If it's your federal government, if it's federal government, maybe federal government is giving a scholarship or sponsorship or something, or you know that they put an opening, like sometimes these are petroleum, this PTDF stuff, they also do things like this. You also apply to them. Then, you know, after that part, you have the heading of the letter, which is, okay, mine here is scholarship / sponsorship application letter. So you can put okay, the one for, I really don't want to mix it up, because this one they wrote for me here in NCAT is letter of recommendation for sponsorship in request of. So they are writing it for me. I'm not the one writing it by myself. So they will put your name in the heading of the letter. So I'm just talking about the one you write for yourself, in case you want to go ahead of either your school or whoever is writing for you. So you put the heading of the letter, that's sponsorship or scholarship application letter. Then in the body of the letter, there are some fundamental things I would like to mention that you have to put in the body of the letter. And this is, you have to put your name. If you're applying to your own state, you need to specify that you are from that state, because apart from the fact that you're applying, several other persons apply to the state for sponsorship. So they need to be sure. Okay, imagine if you're reading a letter and, okay, you're like, is this person even from this state? If this person from, we've not even finished concentrating on people from our state, so why should we even think of somebody from a different state? You understand? So you need to specify in the letter that you're from that state. If it's federal government and maybe they are giving sponsorship or scholarship to maybe engineering or something, or they say if you've been a graduate from the university, so and so, make sure you specify, so that when they are reading it, if they put up the sponsorship or scholarship for people that are graduates, specify that you are a graduate. If they put it up for secondary school, people that have left secondary school level, specify there that you just finished secondary school or something, so that they know that the person applying is qualified, the person is eligible for the sponsorship or scholarship. So guys, then after that, I'm just practically going through the body of my own letter so that you can use it to form what you need to put. So I've told you the specifics, the address, whoever you're writing to, the heading of the letter, and now we are reading the body of the letter. So you're going to attach your admission letter if you've gotten your admission letter. But if you've not gotten your admission letter yet, you're going to specify what you want to do on the letter. So here I specified that this sponsorship will assist me throughout my time of instruments, PPL and commercial pilot license. So I had to specify what this sponsorship or scholarship will assist me for. So you need to be specific. There's no time to, you know, somebody that is going through a letter doesn't want to start reading so many other stories. The person wants to look at it and go straight to the point of what this person is trying to apply for. So I need you to be concise, direct to the point, so that you avoid any, let them not misunderstand you, because you will not be there when they'll be reading the letter. So that's one of the major things I need you to attach to the letter. Then you can specify the period of the training, so that if they want to say, okay, I'm going to give you a part payment, I'm going to pay maybe 3.5 now and I'll pay the 5 million later, or if I'm going to pay 5 million now, then later I'll pay 3.5, they should know how long it's going to take them to complete the payment. So you need to specify the period, how long it's going to take for you to finish that training, so they'll be able to know what they can do within that time. And then if you're from Nigeria or your country, make sure you attach the fact that you are from this country. I'm trying to say, make sure you put every single thing that makes them to see and say, okay, this person is eligible for this scholarship or sponsorship. Sorry guys. And okay, another thing you can, okay, then after that, you know how to wrap up the letter. Thank you very much for considering my application in advance. You know what will suit in your letter, and you sign. After signing and putting your name, make sure you put your phone numbers and your email address, what they will use to contact you when they need you. Make sure you put your phone numbers and your address. I'm repeating this because a lot of people make this kind of mistake. I don't know where they're expecting them to find them to contact them for their sponsorship or scholarships. So guys, this is basically how the one I applied for when I got my admission in Florida. This was the one I applied for. Then if you're going to allow your school or your school to send the letter to your sponsor, to your desired sponsor, then they are going to have the letter format for you. And the letter format they are going to have, they will help explain exact amount of your school fees, and they will sign, your rector will sign, or the owner of the school is going to sign, so that the letter will look very authentic, so that whoever is getting it will know that, oh, this is this, that is that, straight to the point. So guys, that's that for how to write the letter. Another thing I want to talk about is when you're going to submit the letter. If you're going to submit this letter, when you get there, make sure you go with 2 copies. I'm saying go with 2 copies. Don't get there and be begging them for them to photocopy for you. Go with 2 copies, so that when they are taking one, they are going to acknowledge one for you, and the one they are going to acknowledge will be your personal copy, so that when you're following up the letter, you will be able to use that one they acknowledged for you to follow up the letter. And don't also forget to take a phone number of the person you're giving the letter to, so that you can confirm how far did the letter move, did the letter not move, what are they saying about the letter. Then if you are chanced, make sure you go visit the place you applied for. You let your application go to, whether it's your state government, go visit the place. If the federal government, go visit the ministry. If it's an individual, ask the PA or whoever you know is whoever you know is almost direct in direct contact with the person, so that you get to know how far your letter has gone. And that thing I would like to mention is that you need to be consistent. You need to persist. This is what you want. Nobody is going to do it for you. So even if you're calling that guy and you're like, okay, what's up, please, has my letter moved, please, what are they saying about my letter, you also need to go. Try to make out time to go follow up these things, so that your money can come out. Like I said, people don't really understand what they see. They are like, money's much, blah blah blah. No, you need to make them understand that you're not eating the money is for your school. Before we wrap up this part of this video, I would also like to say something. There are questions that might likely come up, which I want to just touch a little now. Like if I go and they're like, oh sorry, can you come back later, we'll think about it, you can also request or beg or ask for a commitment letter. If they say, okay, sorry, we don't have money now, can you just go and come back later, you can ask them, and you're like, sir, or please, can you help write a commitment letter so that I give to my school to tell them that, okay, you guys are still working on it, so that they have faith in me, so that I can start. So guys, don't just leave and be like, okay, they say they don't have money, let me just go back to my house. No, try to ask for a commitment letter, that please, can I just get a letter to tell my school or to tell this organization that you are going to do something about it. And trust me, if, like I will say, if you find favor in their sight, you are going to get that kind of letter. And also, you have to be very, very patient. Trust me, you need to be you have to learn patience when you're going through this journey of getting your sponsorship or scholarship for your flight training. So guys, I hope I was able to I break down every step you need. I'm trying to make this video as short as possible, so that it doesn't become too long for you to, you know, assimilate all the information I dropped on this video. So guys, if you have any other question, make sure you leave them in the comment section. I will be sure to answer you. And also, you can send me an email. I've been replying a lot of emails from you guys, so I'll still continue to reply a lot of email. I'm doing all this because I went through this, and I want you to also get through it and get through it perfectly, you know, getting everything sorted out for you. So guys, I know you will get a scholarship, I know you get a sponsorship, because you will push for it and you're going to do your best concerning it. If you have any other questions concerning aviation, there are videos already on your screen that you can watch. And make sure you always keep up to the updates on this channel. So guys, don't forget to subscribe. Bye, till we meet next time, even on the same channel. Keep watching Princess Anu TV, guys. Bye. Thank you.